It takes living through half a lifetime to understand that life is not just fleeting moments of joy or temporary successes. More importantly, life is defined by how we treat ourselves and those around us. To attain peace of mind and lasting relationships, I wish to share what I have learned over the years with you. 1. Learn to be silent and observe. In youth, we often carry with us the passion and desire to express ourselves. Every conversation, every debate becomes an opportunity to prove we are right, to assert our ego. However, as the years pass, life teaches us that sometimes silence is the most powerful weapon. It is not a sign of weakness or a lack of confidence, but rather the composure of an experienced person who knows when to speak and when to listen. Silence not only helps us avoid unnecessary arguments, but also gives us time to reflect and observe. In silence, we can see deeper into people's hearts, recognizing things that words cannot express. When we observe carefully, we can discern who is sincere, who is deceitful, who is trustworthy, and who should be kept at a distance. Silence has given me the opportunity to understand human nature better and avoid unnecessary mistakes in relationships. Listening is also an important part of being silent. When you choose to listen, you not only understand others better, but also gain insight into yourself. Listening to others helps you learn new things and view issues from different perspectives. This, in turn, nurtures your patience, calmness, and ability to handle situations intelligently. Moreover, silence can often be a powerful tool for maintaining relationships. Not every argument leads to solutions. Sometimes, a moment of silence and a little concession can preserve harmony and prevent unnecessary conflicts. The ancients said, "Silence is golden," and indeed, the value of silence is only truly understood after experiencing life's many upheavals, realizing that there are times when words cannot compensate for the damage they cause. In conclusion, knowing when to be silent and when to listen is a sign of wisdom. It is a way for you to learn to observe, understand, and view life more profoundly. The quiet moments, seemingly invisible, are the times when you learn the most about life, about others, and about yourself. 2. Never boast. I still remember the time when I boasted about a small success I had achieved. At that moment, I felt immensely proud and thought that I deserved recognition. However, it didn't take long for me to realize that boasting not only drove people away but also created unnecessary envy. Those who were once close and sympathetic began to act cautiously and kept their distance. They no longer trusted my sincerity, only seeing the arrogance in my words. Boasting, even when it seems harmless, is like a small fire that can easily spread and lead to significant consequences. No matter how talented a person is, there will always be someone better. And boasting only adds pressure and expectations from those around you. This pressure can make the boaster feel the need to push harder to maintain their image and can lead to arrogance and complacency in the face of new challenges. On the contrary, humility is a subtle form of strength. A humble person doesn't need to boast to prove their worth, because they know that true value lies in what they do, not in what they say. A humble individual will earn respect from others, create a positive environment, and avoid unnecessary troubles. They understand that in life, self-satisfaction is just a shadow, and that shadow can disappear at any moment when the light fades. Therefore, maintaining humility not only helps to steer clear of envy and jealousy, but also brings inner peace. As I grew older, I learned that achievements don't need to be displayed for recognition. True success is not about receiving praise from others, but about the sense of fulfillment when you look back and know that you gave Those who quietly work hard and dedicate themselves to self-improvement are the ones who will reap long-term rewards. When you practice humility, life will reward you with even greater blessings, and you will find harmony and tranquility within your heart. 3. Never speak ill behind someone's back. It is often said, words cost nothing, so choose them to please others. This saying holds true, as words can be a double-edged sword. I have witnessed many relationships fall apart because of meaningless gossip. Some people, in a moment of impulsiveness, say a few bad words behind someone's back, only to realize later that those words have destroyed friendships, work relationships, and even family bonds. Gossip is like planting seeds of poison. Once they take root, they can quickly grow into suspicion, resentment, and estrangement. A wise person never uses words to belittle others. They understand that harmful words will eventually return to hurt them. When you speak ill of others, you not only harm them but also lose the trust and respect of those around you. When the gossip is revealed, listeners don't just focus on the content of the story, but also judge the person who spread it. At that moment, you become known as the one who talks behind others' backs, losing credibility and trust. Maintain kind, sincere words. Sometimes, silence and forgiveness are the best responses. Those who avoid speaking ill of others gain respect and trust. Words have the power to build, but they can also destroy. Therefore, use them thoughtfully and wisely. If you can't say something positive, learn to remain silent. A spiteful comment can cause wounds that never fully heal, while sincere words can soothe wounded hearts. Intelligent people know that gossip only adds complexity and strife to life. Instead, use your words to encourage, share, and spread positivity. Doing so helps build strong, lasting relationships and brings peace to your soul. When you speak kindly, the world around you becomes kinder as well. 4. Learn to forgive. Forgiveness is not just an action but a process that liberates you from negative emotions. In life, everyone has experienced moments of hurt, betrayal, or disappointment. Some wounds may seem impossible to heal, leaving deep scars on the heart. I once held on to resentment against those who caused me pain, believing that holding on to these feelings would somehow make them understand the suffering they caused. But in reality, the one who suffered the most was me. Anger and lingering pain stole precious moments of happiness from my life. Only when I learned to let go and truly open my heart to forgiveness did I feel the lightness and freedom within my soul. Forgiving does not mean forgetting or condoning others' wrongdoings. It means choosing not to let those actions control your life. You stop allowing resentment to consume your thoughts and the past to trap you in a cycle of suffering. Forgiveness is strength. It reflects a resilient spirit that knows how to protect itself and preserve inner peace. When you forgive, you unlock a door that leads to a new life where you are in charge of your emotions and your own happiness. 5. Do not demand too much from life. In youth, we often set ambitious goals and believe that happiness will come only when we achieve them. We race against time, striving for wealth, fame, and recognition. While these desires are not inherently wrong, as I grew older, I realized that true happiness does not come from superficial achievements. I spent years chasing after a life that would make others admire me, only to be left with sleepless nights, overwhelming pressure, and constant exhaustion. One day, I paused and asked myself, what truly makes me happy? The answer was simple: peaceful moments, like sitting on the balcony in the morning, sipping coffee, listening to birds sing, and watching the clouds drift by. I realized that happiness comes not from possessing more, but from appreciating and enjoying what I already have. You don't need a grand house or a prestigious reputation. All you need are moments of authenticity, living for the simplest values. Do not demand too much from life or from others, as every desire has its price. Sometimes, chasing after distant dreams can make you lose sight of what truly matters. Learn to be content with the present, grateful for what you have, and savor every small but meaningful moment. When you learn to let go of unnecessary ambitions, life suddenly feels lighter, and your soul will be nourished by a peace that money cannot buy. 6. Live well with others, but don't forget yourself. Helping others is an act of compassion and genuine kindness. In life, few things are as beautiful as being able to share, empathize, and stand by someone during difficult times. Such moments bring not only joy to others, but also provide spiritual encouragement for yourself. However, life has also taught me that not everyone deserves your help and wholehearted support. There are those who, no matter how much effort you put into helping them, only take it for granted. They don't appreciate or understand the value of what you do for them. These individuals demand more, exploiting the kindness you give without offering gratitude or genuine reciprocation. They may use your good nature as a tool to serve their personal interests, and before you know it, you find yourself trapped in an endless cycle. I've experienced such times when my kindness was overlooked and my trust was taken advantage of. These were costly lessons, but they taught me that I need to live with greater discernment. Helping others is a worthy endeavor, but it is essential to set boundaries to protect yourself. Don't let your generosity become a burden that leaves you physically and emotionally drained. Always listen to your inner self and know when to save energy for yourself. Living well with others doesn't mean sacrificing yourself blindly. Striking a balance between helping others and taking care of yourself is crucial. If you spend too much time and effort trying to please everyone, you will gradually lose stability and joy in your life. Ask yourself, is this person worthy of my kindness? Does helping them make me happy or just more exhausted? These questions can guide you to make better decisions. True help should come from a place where you feel comfortable and willing, not from external pressure or obligation. Keeping some energy for yourself is not selfish. It's how you sustain strength and love so you can continue to give when needed. A strong heart and a peaceful soul know how to choose wisely and give help to the right people at the right time. Life is not a race to prove you are the best person, but a journey to discover how to live in harmony and happiness. So, be kind, but don't forget to appreciate yourself. Only when you love and care for yourself can you spread love and positive energy to those around you. Life is as long or as short, as joyful or as sorrowful as we choose to make it. I hope that what I have shared today will give you something to reflect on, helping you live better, with fewer unnecessary worries, and find peace within your soul. Cherish each day, live simply, live sincerely, and you will see how beautiful life can be. Wishing you all health and happiness. If you find this video useful, inspiring, and motivating, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our upcoming videos. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment with the number 1. And if you feel the content wasn't quite right, comment with the number 2. Your feedback helps us improve and deliver better content. Thank you for taking the time to watch. In life, there are times when we vaguely sense that someone doesn't like us, but it's hard to pinpoint the exact reason. These signs can be very subtle and difficult to detect. especially if the person is intentionally hiding their true feelings. However, recognizing these small cues can help us maintain appropriate distance and protect our mental well-being. Below are 11 subtle signs that may indicate someone doesn't have a favorable view of you, especially the 11th sign. 1. Brief eye contact. Eye contact is a way to show connection, trust, and understanding between two people. When we look directly into each other's eyes, it's not only a form of communication but also a sign of sincerity, affirming, "I'm here and I'm listening to you." However, when someone avoids eye contact, especially in situations that call for closeness, it may indicate they want to keep their distance and aren't open to connection. When avoiding eye contact, they tend to focus on their phone, look around the room, or fixate on an object to avoid looking at you. This is not merely a sign of distraction. It reflects that they don't want to bond with or pay full attention to you. Their gaze quickly glances over you, then shifts away, never lingering long enough to establish a connection, which can make the conversation feel shallow and leave you feeling a sense of disappointment. When eye contact becomes brief, you might feel that they're not truly present in that moment with you. For relationships that once shared intimacy, this can be painful, as if the invisible connection between you is slowly fading. Moments once shared now lack authenticity, creating a feeling of disconnection and loneliness. 2. Distant yet polite interaction. In American culture, politeness is highly valued to maintain harmony and avoid conflicts. However, when politeness lacks enthusiasm, conversations can easily feel distant and somewhat stiff. This often happens when someone wants to maintain a polite social front but isn't genuinely interested or invested in the conversation you're sharing. People who interact in a distant yet polite manner tend to respond briefly or even indifferently. You might share an exciting personal story, only to receive responses like, "That's nice," or "Sounds fun," without any follow-up questions or real interest. These replies feel like a door that opens momentarily but quickly closes, leaving you with the sense of being pushed away from the conversation. They also keep the conversation at a superficial level, avoiding deeper or more personal topics. It seems as though they are being polite simply because they feel it's the right thing to do, not because they truly want to spend time or energy connecting with you. This can make the relationship feel less genuine and meaningful than before, reduced to minimal social interaction. 3. Not proactively inviting you to social activities. If you notice you're no longer invited to familiar gatherings or events, this could be a sign that the other person is gradually withdrawing from the relationship. They might use excuses like, "We thought you wouldn't be interested," or "You're probably busy," to avoid hurting your feelings. In reality, this is a way to slowly reduce your presence in their life without having to say it directly. The lack of invitations may also come with other subtle actions, like not sharing details about upcoming events or only mentioning them briefly after they've already happened. You may feel like you're no longer part of the group, which can lead to feelings of sadness or doubt about the relationship's value. This is often a tactic used by people who wish to avoid direct conflict. They choose to sidestep, letting you gradually notice the change without needing an uncomfortable conversation. This sense of being excluded or left out can create a large gap between you, especially if you once shared a deep connection. 4. Frequently canceling or postponing plans. One of the most subtle ways to create distance is by frequently canceling or rescheduling plans. When someone repeatedly cancels with vague excuses like "something came up" or "today isn't a good day," It could indicate they no longer genuinely want to meet. They may use ambiguous reasons to avoid confrontation and spare your feelings. Constant cancellations aren't just a way to avoid meeting. They can also make you feel unimportant. If they consistently cancel plans with you, but manage to keep commitments with others, it's a clear signal that they're no longer interested in investing time in the relationship. The habit of postponing or failing to follow through with plans can lead to frustration and a gradual loss of trust. You might feel like you're the only one making an effort to maintain the relationship without any reciprocation from the other side. Over time, this behavior creates a natural distance, making the relationship feel increasingly cold and detached. 5. Not sharing personal feelings. When someone genuinely connects with you, they're usually open to sharing about their personal life, their joys, struggles, and even challenges. Sharing personal feelings is a way of opening up, showing trust, and building closeness. However, if you notice them increasingly avoiding discussions about their life or private emotions, it's often a clear sign they don't wish to deepen the relationship with you. People unwilling to share tend to keep conversations superficial, talking only about general topics, work, or impersonal stories. They might respond briefly and avoid asking follow-up questions, maintaining a safe distance in the conversation. Even if you're open and share things about yourself, they show little interest or curiosity, simply listening passively. Not sharing personal feelings isn't just a way to avoid intimacy. It also leaves you feeling unimportant to them. When others don't open up to us, it creates a sense of coldness, reducing the essential bond needed in any meaningful relationship. 6. Dry and cold tone of voice. Tone of voice can reveal a lot about a person's true feelings. When talking to someone they genuinely care about, their tone is warm, friendly, and open. However, when someone feels uncomfortable or doesn't want closeness, their tone may become dry, curt, or even cold, lacking enthusiasm. If you notice their voice has little to no emotion, with stiff or occasionally dismissive responses, this may be their way of expressing distance. People who don't want to connect often put minimal effort into their communication, making conversations feel unnatural and lacking in sincerity. It may feel like you're speaking with a stranger, even if you were once close. A dry and cold tone can leave you feeling unwelcome, as though you're being disregarded or no longer valued. Even without saying it directly, a detached and emotionless tone clearly signals that the relationship is becoming more distant and strained. 7. Unwelcoming body language. Body language is an essential part of communication and often reveals what words cannot. When someone feels uncomfortable or doesn't want to maintain a close relationship, their body language reflects it clearly. They may avoid physical contact, such as refusing a handshake, keeping distance when seated, or even turning their body away from you during conversations. These actions create an invisible barrier, making you feel distanced without any explicit explanation. Some may show discomfort through small gestures, like crossing their arms, turning away, or frowning. While subtle, these signs convey a sense of distance, discouraging you from opening up. If you notice these actions frequently, they may be signaling that they're uncomfortable with your presence. This discomfort gradually builds an invisible wall between you. Body language doesn't just influence how you feel, it also intensifies tension in the relationship, fostering feelings of insecurity and isolation. This is their way of setting boundaries without words, a clear sign that they're not interested in becoming closer. 8. Avoiding topics related to you. One subtle yet important sign to gauge someone's genuine interest in you is how they react when you talk about your life. If you notice that they often avoid or change the subject when you share personal stories, this may indicate that they don't want to invest emotionally in the relationship. A person who isn't interested in you will often respond superficially or quickly shift topics without asking questions to understand your story better. They show little curiosity or interest in your life, feelings, or experiences. This can make you feel like your story isn't important and that they're not truly interested in getting to know you. When someone avoids discussing topics related to you, it not only creates distance but also signals a lack of sincerity. A meaningful relationship requires both parties to show interest and invest emotionally. If you're the only one sharing and making an effort to keep the conversation going, it creates an imbalance and leaves you feeling like they're only maintaining the relationship out of politeness. 9. Decreased emotional support. As we age, close relationships become not only about presence but also about emotional support, providing comfort and connection. A true friend is always willing to listen, share in your joys and sorrows, and especially be there when you need emotional backing. However, when someone begins to reduce their emotional support, offers little feedback on your stories, or stops sharing in your joys and pains, it can be a sign of growing distance. Someone who is no longer invested in the relationship will often respond perfunctorily when you share important feelings. Instead of showing empathy, they might only reply with phrases like, I understand, or really, without any follow-up questions or words of encouragement. This lack of engagement not only makes conversations feel dry, but also leads you to feel like you're carrying a one-sided relationship, devoid of genuine interaction. For older adults, having someone to share life's ups and downs with is incredibly valuable. If you sense that a friend no longer wants to share their feelings or isn't interested in what you're going through, this not only diminishes intimacy but also creates a significant rift in the relationship. Emotional support is what adds value to close relationships, and when it's absent, you will feel the coldness in every conversation. 10. Speaking in a curt or sarcastic manner. Words can be a bridge for sharing and empathy, but they can also serve as a tool to create distance or even cause harm when misused. When someone begins to frequently use sarcastic, mocking, or curt language, it is a clear sign that they may be concealing uncomfortable emotions they do not want to acknowledge directly. Sarcasm can manifest in seemingly harmless remarks that actually carry critical or belittling undertones. For example, when you share an achievement and they respond with, "Oh, how surprising, who would have thought?" in a sarcastic tone, you may feel disrespected or even belittled. Such comments can create an uncomfortable atmosphere and make you feel unwelcome. Speaking in a curt, rude, or mocking manner not only hurts but also breaks the connection between two people. Instead of showing interest, the person chooses to be unpleasant and distant through their words. Gradually, this makes you feel uncomfortable around them, leading to a gradual fracture in the relationship. A true friend would opt for sincere and open communication, while someone wishing to create distance often resorts to curt or sarcastic remarks as a means to maintain separation without having to express direct rejection. 11th, indifference to your success in any relationship. The interest and encouragement from close ones are essential sources of motivation, especially when you achieve a success or a significant milestone. Someone who truly cares will express joy and even pride when they see you making progress or accomplishing something meaningful. They may offer compliments, inquire about the journey you've taken, or simply celebrate with you. This is a way of showing that they not only value you, but but also regard your achievements as part of the relationship. However, when someone displays indifference or aloofness towards your success, it can leave you feeling deflated and somewhat hurt. They may not congratulate you, respond perfunctorily, or even ignore the accomplishments you've worked hard to achieve. For example, if you share about a new project, they might reply with a nonchalant, "Oh, really? That's nice," without asking any further questions or showing any genuine interest. This indifference is not only a sign of a lack of support and encouragement, but also an indication that the relationship may lack sincerity. A true friend will not only stand by you when you face challenges, but will also be excited to share in your joy when you succeed. In contrast, someone who does not appreciate you may tend to maintain a cold attitude, showing little interest in your achievements, and may even harbor a bit of jealousy. Gradually, this indifference creates a sense that your efforts hold no value in their eyes, making the relationship feel rigid and devoid of the necessary connection. If you find yourself always having to keep the flame alive in the relationship, while the other person never responds sincerely, this is a clear sign that the relationship is not providing the support and encouragement you expect. As we mature, we become more aware of the value of authentic relationships and do not want to waste time on connections that do not bring comfort or joy. Recognizing these signs can help you make better choices about who to bond with and maintain appropriate distance from those who make you feel uncomfortable. It is important to protect your mental health and spend time with people who truly bring you joy and peace. If you find this video useful, inspiring, and motivating, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our upcoming videos. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment with the number 1, and if you feel the content wasn't quite right, comment with the number 2. Your feedback helps us improve and deliver better content. Thank you for taking the time to watch. As we grow older and move through different stages of life, there comes a moment when many people feel the need to slow down and reflect more deeply on their journey. The hustle and bustle of our youth gradually gives way to a more contemplative lifestyle. Many of us come to realize what truly matters: our health, our relationships, and our connection to the world we inhabit. Slow living is not just a trend. It is an intentional approach that emphasizes cherishing simple moments, seeking contentment, and letting go of what is no longer necessary. Throughout my journey, I have come to understand that many habits and ways of living that I once considered essential no longer serve me. Letting go of these things has not only brought me peace, but has also restored a sense of purpose and joy in my life. Here are 7 key changes I have made that have helped me live more consciously and fully in my later years. Whether you are just beginning to explore slow living or have already walked this path, I hope these insights provide you with inspiration and comfort. First, stop unnecessary shopping. In our modern society, we often find ourselves caught in a relentless cycle of consumption. Eye-catching advertisements, enticing promotional offers, and fast-paced consumer trends make shopping an indispensable part of our daily lives. It's all too easy to succumb to the temptation of new items and trendy brands. However, after spending a significant amount of time in this whirlwind, I've come to realize that the joy derived from new purchases is only temporary. They fail to provide the lasting satisfaction or peace that I am truly seeking. The transformation began when I decided to take a step back and reflect on what really matters in life. I recognized that much of what I had bought were unnecessary items, things that would soon be forgotten or replaced by something else. I started to ask myself questions like, is this item genuinely essential to my life? Or will it bring me lasting joy and meaning? Through these inquiries, I began to understand that consumption is not the pathway to happiness. The sense of satisfaction and peace I've found in living with less is truly invaluable. I can focus on experiences rather than material possessions. The time I once spent shopping is now dedicated to creating memories with family and friends. I take leisurely walks, engage in outdoor activities, or simply sit down with a good book that I've long intended to read. These experiences bring me genuine joy and create cherished memories that far surpass anything any material item could provide. Moreover, halting unnecessary shopping has also allowed me to save financially. I've realized that I can live comfortably without overspending on things that aren't truly necessary. The money I save can now be invested in more meaningful activities, such as learning a new skill, traveling, or participating in charitable endeavors. 2. Liberating myself from brand names and status symbols. In my younger years, I lived in a world where brand names and status symbols played a crucial role in shaping personal identity. Designer handbags, luxury cars, and high-end products seemed to be the benchmarks for assessing a person's worth. I invested significant time and money in these items, hoping they would bring me recognition and a sense of success. However, over time, I began to realize that these external values were mere masks, and they didn't provide the deep satisfaction I truly craved. As the years passed, I came to understand that real value doesn't lie in material possessions or brands, but in the genuine relationships I cultivate and the inner peace I achieve. I started to cherish simple moments with family and friends more than extravagant parties or gatherings with those who only cared about appearances. I recognized that love, support, and the connections I share with those around me are the most important elements of life. This shift not only allowed me to live more simply, but also led to greater happiness and fulfillment. As I let go of my dependency on brand names and status symbols, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. I began to invest my time and energy into meaningful relationships and activities that genuinely brought me joy, such as volunteering, exploring nature, or simply sitting down for heartfelt conversations with friends. My life has become richer and more meaningful, filled with the essence of authentic connections and shared experiences. 3. Disconnecting from social media. In addition to liberating myself from brand names and status symbols, I made another significant decision: to disconnect from social media. While these platforms seem to offer a sense of connection to others, I came to realize that they can also leave us feeling lonelier than ever. The perfect posts, glittering images, and vibrant lives of others easily create a sense of comparison and inadequacy. I often felt that my own life paled in comparison to what I saw on my screen. After deciding to delete my social media accounts, I reclaimed precious time for myself and those around me. No longer did I spend hours scrolling through posts, commenting, or checking notifications. Instead, I could focus on what truly matters: meaningful conversations with family and friends, serene moments in nature, and personal time for reflection and growth. Disconnecting from social media not only made me feel freer, but also allowed me to cherish real-life connections. I rediscovered the joy of face-to-face interactions, where genuine emotions are expressed more vividly. I could laugh, cry, and share without the interruptions of a smartphone screen. Now, I lead a life less influenced by external factors and more guided by my internal values. I've learned to appreciate the connections and friendships present in my actual life, and I find peace in not having to conform to the standards imposed by society through social media. This decision has brought me a more meaningful and fulfilling life, where I can truly be myself without the pressure of pleasing others through curated images or posts. 4. Staying away from big cities and fast-paced lifestyles. The hustle and bustle of big cities often excite me. The sparkling lights, the constant activities, and the chance to meet countless people create a vibrant atmosphere. However, as time passes and I grow older, I begin to realize that the noise and crowds of these cities are not merely stimulating, they also contribute to exhaustion and stress. The pressure from the fast pace of life leaves me feeling drained, and the surrounding clamor makes it difficult to focus on what truly matters in life. Therefore, I decided to seek a different way of living. I started to distance myself from large cities and crowded areas in search of quieter spaces. During my visits to rural areas or places close to nature, I found an unprecedented sense of peace. Gone were the sounds of honking cars and the rushing crowds. All that remained was the cheerful chirping of birds and the gentle breeze rustling through the trees. I could stroll along small paths, breathe in the fresh air, and enjoy the beautiful scenery around me. Living close to nature not only helps me feel relaxed, but also allows me to reconnect with myself. I began to pay more attention to the small things around me, such as sunlight filtering through the leaves or the sound of waves lapping at the shore. These moments have taught me that life is not just about racing against time, it's also about experiencing and feeling. 5. Savoring meals slowly. In the hurried years of my past, I often viewed meals merely as a necessary activity to fill my stomach. While I could enjoy a delicious dish, I never truly took the time to experience it. However, over time, I learned a valuable lesson. Meals can genuinely be a profound connecting experience. Now I see each meal as an opportunity to relax and connect, not only with the food, but also with my loved ones. I began to prepare meals more intentionally, using fresh ingredients and learning about their origins. When I sit down to eat, I no longer let my phone or other electronic devices distract me. Instead, I focus on the dish before me, savoring the flavors and textures of each bite. Savoring meals slowly not only brings me joy, but also helps me take better care of my health. I realized that when I eat slowly, I can easily recognize when I'm full, which helps me avoid overeating. I also feel more gratitude for what I have, from the food to the companions around the table. This has created a healthy habit in my daily life. I not only nourish my body, but also enrich my soul. Each meal becomes a small celebration where I can appreciate life, enjoy every moment, and connect with my loved ones. Truly, it has been a journey that helps me return to myself and find joy in the simplest things. 6. Letting go of the pressure to be busy. In modern society, busyness is often seen as a measure of success and personal value. We are frequently encouraged to work harder, participate in more activities, and always be present at every event. However, through my life experiences, I have come to realize that it is not necessary to always be busy in order to feel valuable. In fact, letting go of the pressure to be perpetually busy can lead us to a more peaceful and meaningful life. I started seeking out moments of stillness in my daily life. These are moments without schedules, without tasks to complete, simply sitting back, taking deep breaths, and enjoying the quiet around me. In those moments, I find peace within myself, as well as a deeper connection to who I am. Instead of feeling pressured to engage in numerous activities or work, I began to cherish those moments of tranquility. It could be an afternoon spent reading a book in the sun or a morning stroll in the park. These simple experiences helped me realize that the true value of life is not in being busy, but in the ability to savor each moment, even the smallest ones. When I no longer felt the pressure to always be busy, I felt freer and could dedicate time to the things I genuinely love and am passionate about. 7. Saying goodbye to television and media. In the past, the television screen was often the centerpiece of my evenings. After a long day at work, sitting down in front of the screen to watch my favorite shows seemed like an essential part of my daily routine. However, looking back, I realized that this habit gradually distanced me from reality and diminished the quality of my life. After recognizing the negative impact of watching TV and consuming media content, I decided to abandon this habit. I began to cut back on screen time and allocate my hours to more enriching activities. Letting go of television opened up space for new experiences, such as reading books, learning new skills, or engaging in artistic and creative endeavors. Transitioning from TV watching to participating in active pursuits has helped me feel more relaxed and at peace. I discovered joy in exploring new hobbies, from cooking and gardening to taking yoga classes. These activities not only energized me, but also fostered a deeper connection with myself and those around me. Life became richer when I was no longer tethered to daily TV programs or news cycles. I learned that there are many alternative ways to unwind and entertain myself, ways that not only provide comfort, but also enrich my soul. By shedding negative habits, I was able to rediscover the true joys and values of life. Embracing a slow lifestyle in the later years of life offers a precious opportunity to reevaluate what truly matters. It's not about withdrawing from the world, but choosing to engage with it in a conscious and meaningful way. Take the time to reflect on how you can simplify your life, let go of what no longer serves you, and appreciate the beauty of living with purpose. It's never too late to start. If you find this video useful, inspiring, and motivating, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our upcoming videos. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment with the number 1. And if you feel the content wasn't quite right, comment with the number 2. Your feedback helps us improve and deliver better content. Thank you for taking the time to watch.